All right, it's Monday, December 14, 2020, and this is your weekly look at the latest Altos Research data that came in over the weekend for the entire U.S. real estate market. Each week, Altos tracks every home for sale in the U.S., all the pricing, the changes in pricing, the supply and demand, and we make those available to our customers so that you can see the trends in the U.S. housing market before it becomes available through the traditional data channels. Total inventory this week is down to about 469,000 single-family homes. As is normal this time of year, that's down a couple percent from last week. Around the holidays, the absorption rate is actually rises as many listings get pulled, only to be relisted in January and February. This, gives sellers a marketing advantage for a new push into that spring buying season. So in this market, with pricing so strong, there's really no rush. So to pull them now and relist them is a wise strategy. I will be watching the new listings volume in January and February. It'll be very interesting to see how many sellers are tempted to take advantage of the strong market. Like that's going to be one of the fun ones to watch in January. As we've been covering for several weeks, prices are in their normal December pullback too. So Christmas and New Year's week mark the annual low points for home prices. We'll finish 2020 with a solid 10% higher than where we started. The median single-family home price in the U.S. for the week of December 14, 2020 is just over $344,000. That's the dark red line on this chart here. For home prices, the third and fourth quarter of 2020 have been just about as strong as we've ever seen. There are several months still coming with like blowout numbers that'll still be announced in the headlines as like the traditional data sources report their researches, and those are lagging. So they'll be looking at the data right now. You can really see the seasonality in the blue line here. The prices of the newly listed cohort each week, so we're at 299.9, which is unchanged from last week. The next 4 weeks will pull that measure back as very few new listings hit the market over the holidays. So it'll be at its lowest point for 2021, starting the second week of January, and then we'll start to see prices climb for the spring buying market. One of my favorite leading indicators for the strength of home prices in the first quarter is price reductions. So the percentage of homes on the market that have taken a price cut in the last 90 days is what we're measuring here. The dark red line here you can see that inflection point in late March when everything changed for this year and demand just exploded. As we approach the end of the year, price reductions are at 25.7% this week. Last year, at the end of 2019, the market had 31% price reductions. So you can see how these lines are converging a little bit, where our inventory lines were still way apart. So this signal to me that we have strong pricing in 2021, no question about it, but not crazy appreciation. If demand is way above where sellers expect, then very few homes need to cut their price. So if demand is about where sellers expect, then about a third cut their price before selling. So as these lines can begin to converge, that really implies to us that sellers are getting a hand on where the actual buyer demand is right now. Price reductions are low, so that's bullish for pricing for the transactions that are going to close in January, February, March. But they're not insanely low, so that implies a little more balance to the market in 2021. So that's the data for this week. If you haven't seen it already, we have published a new ebook at Altos Research. If you're a realtor and you're working to reach clients in 2021, like, you're gonna need market data. This ebook teaches you how to use the data, how to communicate, and what to look for in the coming year. So if that's you, you should go download that ebook now. It's free and it's super comprehensive. There's a link to the URL in the description below the video here. So go click through and get that to really, you should be thinking about how to use the data in 2021. So that's all for this week. We'll have one more normal-ish week of data before the Christmas and New Year's weeks. So back next week with the latest. We'll see you then.